Do you say yes to everything? Look at yourself. Do you do everything that people ask you to do without really questioning if you want to do that? You might be codependent. And that's what we're going to talk about. So I've been wanting to talk to you about codependency for quite a while, and also narcissism, which is going to be another video. But I decided to do codependency this time just because there's a lot of people asking, and I decided to address certain things. The first thing I want to address with you about codependency is that codependency is not on the DSM-5, which means codependency is not a personality disorder, and also it's not anything so serious that you cannot correct. Codependency, it is just a behavior that you have learned. So we can modify it, we can change it, we can relearn it. So that's good news about codependency, okay? So, in order for you to understand what codependency means, I want you to ask 5 questions to yourself. The first question I want you to ask is, do I have interest in doing this? What do I mean by that? If somebody asks you to do something, do you have interest doing that? Or you are just doing it because you don't want to upset the person, or you want to be nice? So that's the first question you need to ask yourself. Do I have interest in doing this? If the answer is no, and you're still doing it, mark a little point for you on the codependent side. Okay? Let's go to the second question. Why am I saying yes? That's a very important question. Why are you saying yes to something that you'd rather not do? Think about it. So you want to say no, but you're really saying yes. So why are you doing that? If your answer is yes, I usually do that, put another check on your codependent self. Third question I want you to ask. Emotionally, am I interested in doing this? What do I mean by that? Are you emotionally attached to whatever the person is asking you to do? Do you want to do that? Emotionally, does it go well with you? If the answer is no and you're still doing it, you might be codependent. Question number 4. Do I agree with it morally and in your values? So if the answer is no, I really don't agree with it, but I'm doing it anyway, you might be codependent. The 5th thing you need to ask yourself is, do I have time to do this? If the answer is no, and you're still finding a way to do it, interfering with your schedule or stopping things you're doing in order to please others, you might be codependent as well. So, Renata, how do I become codependent? What is this all about? How is this possible? Well, there are certain things that allow us to be codependent in the later times of our lives. So if you had a narcissist mother or a narcissist father, and you grew up wanting to please your parents, or your parents put you second, like, if they disregarded your feelings, if they said, oh, your feelings are not that important, or, I'm going to give you something to cry about, or, those little sayings that we all know. So if you grew up with parents like that put their feelings first before the feelings of the children, you develop codependency later on, because this is all you know. So you think that in order for you to have a relationship with somebody, that you have to please that person and you have to do everything they want. So what is the correlation between narcissism and codependency? Not every narcissist is with a codependent, but almost every codependent is with a narcissist. I'm going to explain that maybe in a different video, but I want you to think about that. So I want you to go back to the questions I've asked you, and I want you to make sure that when you answer those questions, that you are answering no to certain ones. So if you're saying yes way more than you're saying no when you mean that you don't want to do something, pay attention. Look at yourself. Consider your feelings. Make sure that you are putting yourself in a situation where you're doing things and you are dedicated to things that you believe in. So those questions are very important questions. They're very important questions that you need to ask yourself. So I'm going to review the questions again, okay? So the first question you need to ask yourself is, do I have interest in doing this? So whatever this person is asking you, for example, if the person is asking you, do you want to play basketball with me today? And you say, yes, but you hate basketball. Well, think about it. Think about if this is what you want to do. Think about that. Question number 2. Why am I saying yes? That's a very important question. So if you are saying yes when you really mean no, make sure that you are thinking about before you give an answer. Okay? Question number 3. Emotionally, am I interested in that? Because whenever we do things, we dedicate our emotions to it. So make sure that when you do something emotionally, you want to do it. Okay? Question number 4, again. Do I agree with it morally and with my values? Do I want to do that? Do I believe in what I'm doing for this other person? Think about it. If the answer is no, make sure you say no. Don't say yes to please anybody. And the 5th question is, do I have time? Again, remember, if you don't have time to do something for somebody else and you're making time, taking time away from you to please other people, that could be a sign that you're codependent. So, bottom line, how do you get out of being codependent? Therapy, therapy, therapy. Make sure you are in therapy. Make sure you're looking for help, because that is how you can modify your behavior, because your therapist is going to teach you how to think in a different way. Your therapist maybe is going to ask you those questions. Oh, but I just want to be nice to people. Being nice and being flexible is one thing. Doing all of those things that I told you, the 5 things that I told you, all the time is being codependent. Being flexible is, remember, you can be flexible. You can be nice. You can go to a soccer game or a basketball game if it's not really something you love, once or twice, but not all the time. Do you know what I mean? You can go to this restaurant that you're not really a fan of because your friend likes it, but you don't go to that restaurant all the time. You go sometimes. So that's how you're going to make a difference in your mind, what's being codependent and what is just being nice. So yes, you can be nice and not be codependent. And also you can be flexible and not be codependent. Make sure that you are in therapy. Make sure you're looking for help. Make sure that also you're not involved with a little narcissist who is manipulating you around to do everything he or she wants you to do. But that's going to be on another video. So, if you have any questions and if you have any comments, please leave it down below. My name is Renata, and I'll see you next time.